Hi everybody. First of all, I want to wish you all a very happy new year. Today in this very first video under the government schemes playlist, we are going to cover Ayushman Bharat and its affiliated campaigns in a very comprehensive manner. You can guess some of the content by looking at the screen carefully, which are National Health Authority, Aapke Dwar Ayushman, Ayushman CAF and Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. You can see on the screen lots of news articles have been published about the Ayushman Bharat related latest developments. Now, all these three articles are from the month of September. But if you try to search about this scheme on the internet, you will find that many articles have been published in the month of October, November, and even December also. Before we go further and read about Ayushman Bharat and its features, it's really important to first understand why it was launched, right? Not that we did not have any other healthcare scheme in the past. We had. Still, we could not build an appropriate healthcare infrastructure to get the best out of those schemes. So what Ayushman Bharat does is that it tries to address some of the issues that held Indian healthcare sector hostage in the past. Some of those factors are as shown here, and we are going to look at them one by one. Now, you know that India has a very big population, right? To meet the demands, to meet the healthcare demands of the population, the government should have invested heavily in the healthcare infra, right? And it failed to do so. Because of this reason, the private sector had to, increase its investment in the healthcare services. But because of this, 70% of the healthcare services were being met by the private sector, right? And you can say that the private sector is overburdened. But because of this, the prices of the healthcare services went really up in the urban and semi-urban areas. Okay, that is one problem. The second problem is these private players were not invested in the rural areas at all. Uh, there can be many reasons. The first one is that the per capita income in rural area, that figure is really low. All right, so there is no incentive for the private players to invest heavily in rural areas. Okay, but yeah, I mean overall you can say that the private sector was overburdened and also it was unregulated. Okay, so there is a high chance that the services that are offered in offered by the private sector would be very highly priced, right? So this is one of the things, the high prices, that is a key component of the Ayushman Bharat scheme that we'll see later. Now let's move to the second part. Let's now see what the $0.9 problem. According to World Bank, anybody who is earning less than $1.9 a day is supposed to fall under extreme poverty category. And in 2011, India had 23 of its population in this category. With such a low amount of daily income, it was not possible for Indians to go to a private hospital and get treated efficiently, right? So it was government's responsibility to invest heavily in the healthcare infrastructure. Let's move to the third factor, which was triple burden of disease. We will see what it is. India also has a very serious threat in the form of epidemical diseases, right? And their effect, they get passed on to a generation to another. Because of this, one person who is earning for his family, uh, he has to spend his income on three generations simultaneously. So maybe the first one could be his parents, second generation himself, maybe their spouse, the third children. Unless the government intervenes, it would be quite infeasible for the person to look after, three generations together and bear the cost by himself. That brings us to the last part of this topic. For many years, government spent around 1.2% of the GDP on healthcare. Now, this figure is really low, right? And you can see more on the next slide, which is basically a chart of how much the government spent and how much we spent on healthcare, right? So there's a very strong correlation you can see here. Whenever the government tries to decrease the amount on healthcare expenditure, we have to bear that cost from our pocket. Likewise, when the government increases this amount, our burden, is lessened. Likewise, you can see the trend for next years also. Now we will see the various components of Ayushman Bharat. Okay, so the first one is health and wellness centers, PM Jan Arogya Yojana, then Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, and targeted campaigns such as Ayushman CAPF and Aapke Door Ayushman. In the first year, when Ayushman Bharat was launched, government set a target of creating 15,000 health and wellness centers, in short, HWCs. Okay. These HWCs were to offer comprehensive primary health care. And again, the service delivery was very closer to the community. Like there could be one HWC for 2 or 3 villages. Also, these HWCs, they don't just offer maternal and child healthcare services, but apart from them, they also offer mental health services, first level care for emergencies and trauma, and etc. The first ever HWC was launched in Bijapur. The target for the first year was 15,000 HWCs. The government actually built 17,000 HWCs against its own target of 15,000. So this was a huge achievement. And how often have you seen a government meeting its own expectations? The second component of Ayushman Bharat is Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, in short ABPMJAY. So again, it was launched in 2018. The nodal ministry is Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Nodal agency is National Health Authority. Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana is the world's largest health insurance or assurance scheme that offers a health cover to nearly 10.74 crore people. That amounts to around 50 crore Indians. So it is fully funded by the government. It provides financial protection for a wide variety of secondary and tertiary care hospitalizations. The prime objective of PM Jan Arogya Yojana is to reduce catastrophic out-of-pocket health expenditure by improving access to quality healthcare for its underprivileged population. The scheme will provide a coverage up to 5 lakh rupee per family per year for secondary and tertiary hospitalization. 5 lakh per year per family. The inclusion of households is based on the deprivation and occupational criteria of the socio-economic caste census, in short SECC 2011, for rural and urban areas respectively. Out of the total 7 deprivation criteria for rural areas, PM Jan Arogya Yojana covered all such families who fall into at least one of the following 6 deprivation criteria. What it means is that if one particular family belongs to any one of these 6 criteria, they can easily apply to avail the services of Prime Minister Jan Arogya Yojana. Likewise, you can see the criteria for the urban area also. Please pause the video and have a quick look at them. There was a question in NABARD mains based on these facts. In September 2021, the Prime Minister launched Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, in short ABDM. It aims to provide digital health IDs for all Indian citizens to help hospitals, insurance firms, and citizens to access health records electronically when required. This will be issued for every citizen and it will also work as their health account. Now, this health account will contain details of every test, every disease, the doctors, the medicines, and the diagnosis. Health ID is free of cost. It will help in analyzing health data and lead to better planning, budgeting, and implementation of health programs. The other major component of the program is creating a healthcare professionals registry, that is HPR, and healthcare facilities registry, that is HFR. These two will allow easy electronic access to medical professionals and healthcare infrastructure. The HPR will be a comprehensive repository of all healthcare professionals involved in delivering healthcare services across both modern and traditional systems of medicine. The HFR database will have records of all the country's health facilities. Now, these are some campaigns to bring in more people under the Ayushman Bharat ambit. The PM Jan Arogya Yojana scheme has worked really well in many states. However, there remains a good scope to improve performance in certain states on key indicators. Aapke Dwar Ayushman campaign is basically an initiative to go door to door and ask people to get their health ID registered. So this is just a campaign, not a very major part of the overall scheme. The next one is Ayushman CAPF. The Union Home Minister has rolled out the Ayushman CAPF scheme, extending the benefits of the Central Health Insurance Program to the personnel of all Central Armed Police Forces, the CAPF. Also, please note that it is the Union Home Ministry. For the Prime Minister Jan Arogya Yojana, the nodal ministry is Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. But for Ayushman CAPF, the nodal ministry would be Union Home Ministry. And CAPF is actually a mix of 5 services. The first one is BSF, that is Border Security Forces. Second one is CRPF, that is Central Reserve Police Forces. Third one is CISF, that is Central Industrial Reserve Forces. And ITBP, Indo-Tibetan Border Police. Then SSB, that is Sashastra Seema Bal. Okay, so these are the 5 forces that are part of CAPF. We now come to the next part, which is National Health Authority. Earlier it was called National Health Agency, which was reconstituted to its current form. It is the apex implementing body for all healthcare schemes. It also has been entrusted with the role of designing a strategy, building technological infrastructure, and implementation of Ayushman Bharat digital mission. National Health Authority is governed by a governing board. Minister of Health and Family Welfare acts as the chairman of the governing board. NHA also has a CEO, which is of the rank of secretary to the Government of India.
Now that you are done with all the relevant facts regarding this scheme, I suggest you to attempt these 2 MCQs that are on your screen right now. Here's the first question, and this is the second one. I would like to add one more thing. Since this is my first video, there might be some errors. From the next videos, I will try to improve the quality of content and editing.